Jada is back at it here to give everyone another random list video. I thought it would be entertaining to do the worst 5 places to interact with. So places that I have to call over the phone and be annoyed that I have to talk to them. Now these might be places I don't have to call anymore, but these are the worst 5 places that I have to call and talk to. So starting the list off at number 5, my doctor's office. So my doctor cancels appointments all the time, especially with the COVID situation. Not batting very good right now. It's like a 40% appointment I get to go to, and 60% of the time it's canceled, and it's really annoying. And then when I call to reschedule things, or when I can't tell them exactly when I want another appointment, and then I call back, they're as clueless as fuck to when I should come in. And yeah, they don't get a lot accomplished. So my doctor's office comes in at number 5. Number 4, luckily a place I don't have to call currently. It's been a while, but the local unemployment office is annoying as hell, and I'm sure that's that way for everybody. But when you're waiting on the phone for 45 minutes and then somebody answers and said, "Oh, you got to call this number," or, something like that just drives me nuts. I was unemployed from when was it? October of 2010 till July of 2012. It was a long and frustrating time, and it was very frustrating, especially dealing with unemployment on a regular basis, having to try to communicate with those idiots that are there. They're like incompetent morons. It's like dealing with a potted plant. You fool! Anyway, the unemployment office, my local unemployment office. Luckily, don't have to deal with them anymore. That came in at number 4. Number 3, I have to go with American Express. Very, very annoying. They hardly ever get shit done. I disputed, so I paid my balance off, and this is actually recently. I paid a large balance off and didn't use my card for a month. And then I kept getting these Disney Plus charges that would come in. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have it. I don't have any reason to watch Disney Plus yet. If there's new shows that are on it that are intriguing, but I have yet to get Disney Plus, and I can get it for free with my phone plan because I'm on Verizon. But American Express said, "Well, we'll put a ticket in for it," or something like that. And then they sent me some random screenshot of something that doesn't show anything really. It doesn't prove that I got the Disney Plus app, and said that the charges are valid. I don't fucking have Disney Plus. It comes a part of my phone plan with Hulu and ESPN Plus. So dealing with American Express with that, and then having to deal with them back in the day over and over and over again, and then not explaining the card benefits to me correctly. Just a clusterfuck, and it really pissed me off. So American Express, their customer service, especially because they have non-US based call centers where I talk to somebody in the Philippines that I can't really communicate with well, in my opinion. They really tick me off, and I don't like them for that. But I still use American Express, obviously, but not happy about some of the things that they do. Eventually, I had to get my Disney Plus thing credited back, but I had to cancel that card in order for them to give me a credit for it, which it's $6.99. I don't care about the cost. It's the fact that I don't have Disney Plus. Really pissed me off. So, American Express, number 3. Number 2, I would have to go with Spectrum or Charter or whatever you want to call them. They've had millions of names throughout the years, but they are the worst. So you can order certain things at home on your cable box. But when it comes time to cancel those things, guess what? You have to call Spectrum and get the stuff canceled. And then when you try to cancel the stuff, they put you through a freaking spiel of, well, we'll less than $5 off the charge if you keep it. I don't want it anymore. I didn't want it to begin with, really, but there's certain shows that I want to see that are on that fucking channel that I needed for the time being. I pay $250 a month on average right now for cable, phone, and internet. Yes, I have a house phone still. And I don't even get all the channels. That's fucking preposterous. I don't believe it. So Charter, Spectrum, whatever you want to call them, number 2. And then the number 1 place that annoys me the most when I have to call them, and luckily I don't foresee calling them ever again, would be Sprint, because Sprint's not around anymore. It's now T-Mobile. But I was a Sprint customer for a long time, from 2001 till 2020. And there's a lot of shit that got fucked up over the years. I always paid my bill on time, except when they billed me the price of the phone when I'd return it, and they wouldn't credit the account until they got done inspecting the phone. And lo and behold, 6 months later, they finally got around to inspecting the phone. So every month I had to call and tell them, hey, I'm not paying the cost of this phone. I returned it already. I'm waiting for you guys to look at the phone and make sure the phone's in well working condition when the box wasn't even fucking opened yet. But I had to deal with that. And then wanting to cancel lines over the years, because I've had lots of lines through Sprint. I go from 1 to 5, back to 3 to 4 to 5 to 1 to 2 to 5 over the years. And every time I try to cancel a line, they say, well, why don't you keep it? What do you need to cancel it for? Because I want to. It's none of your fucking business. Just cancel the fucking line. Irritates the shit out of me. That's another thing. And then I actually worked for Sprint for 3 years. And I had a Sprint Air card that I was getting a pretty good deal through a special employee plan. Well, when I stopped working for the company, they just randomly canceled my Air card and wouldn't let me put it back on my account. I'm like, that's my Air card. I paid for that Air card. Well, you can't because it was under a Sprint employee plan. I'm like, it was mine. I purchased the fucking Air card. And they wouldn't put me back on that plan. They eventually finally let me reactivate the Air card, but under the, I think it was $59.99 for unlimited, but I wanted to be back on the other plan that I had that was a lot cheaper. And I had I had a lot of things I could throw back at them, and they rejected me. And then the final complaint about Sprint, when I had the discount, depending on where you work, not when I was a Sprint, but different companies you work for, you get a employee discount on your monthly recurring charges. Well, they randomly canceled it on me. And my email at the time wasn't accepting emails from Sprint, my Dell email account. So I wasn't able to get their email to click the link that proves that I'm a Dell employee. And it was just a clusterfuck. Like I sent them my check stub and everything, and it never got applied. Finally, they gave me some sort of discount that was 25% off, but it wasn't Dell. But I had to fight them and fight them and fight them. So every random thing that can happen with Sprint happened. I worked for them. I liked that company. I preached Sprint for a long time. But finally one day I just saw the light. I'm like, this company sucks. It's just terrible. This guy over the phone. So I called to activate a phone for my grandma. You know, she doesn't need anything. She needs something very, very basic that's old and easy to use. Some flip phone. Well, this was last year. And the person on the phone said, I can't activate that phone. There's no way to do that. I'm like, yes, you can. You can activate it. And they're like, well, what's the MDNI or MDIE number? I'm like, it doesn't have one of those. It's a really old phone. It have an ESN number. It went back and forth. He's like, okay, fine. Let me hear the ESN number. I'll try that. But he couldn't get that to work. And then I called and talked to somebody else. And after about 20 minutes, we got it working. But Jesus fucking Christ. You're talking to somebody that worked for the company and activated phones on the Sprint network. So I think I know what I'm talking about. So those are my top 5 places that annoy the shit out of me when I have to talk to them. Hopefully I don't have to talk to Sprint ever again. Still have to deal with Spectrum. Still have to deal with American Express. Hopefully not the unemployment office anytime soon. And then my doctor, that's okay. I can work around that. That's why that's only 5th. But again, starting to list off doctor's office, unemployment, American Express, Spectrum, and then Sprint. So hope you enjoyed this. If you're a fan of these type of videos and you liked the fact that I got agitated talking about these particular companies, go ahead and smash that like button. If you know anybody else that would be interested in this, go ahead and share the video to them. Leave me a comment with your thoughts and your top 5 or 10 places that you hate dealing with, or just the number 1 place that annoys the shit out of you. Whatever you got, leave it in the comments section. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.